Welcome to the Offshore Club's fun-filled, fact-filled, fast-paced, blockbuster podcast, Coffee with Carib Carter, coming to you exclusively from where the sun never sets on the good life at a great price. And now, fill up your favorite coffee mug and join your expert and your guide, Carib Carter Clues.
Hello. This is Carib Carter Clues, and welcome to, let me get my cup here, Coffee with Carib Carter. Good to the very last drop. Today's podcast is packed. Okay, I'm going to keep it moving quickly because I don't want to take up your whole afternoon. But we have three topics today that I think you're going to enjoy to the max. First, we have an interview with one of my favorite people, and I know she is one of your favorites too, because I get the notes from you about it, the emails, the text messages. Charlotte Tweed, yes, Charlotte Tweed of Charlotte's Wandering Web. Every Tuesday, I know a lot of you watch Charlotte's Wandering Web at noon at Offshore.club, where she comes from Mexico and tells us what day-to-day life is like when you make your move, what to expect when you make your move. She's wonderful. She's delightful. Going to interview her today about Insiders Magazine. Charlotte, some of you know, is the COO of escapeartist.com, our sister organization. That's a wonderful job. She does an incredible. I love escapeartist.com, and you're going to love it too. We focus at Offshore Club on lifestyle. They didn't get into the more nitty gritty of, how you get your residencies and all that kind of stuff, currencies, that type of thing. She does a great job. And she is the editor of the best international magazine in the world. I'm just going to say it, in the world, Insiders Magazine, Escape Artist Insiders Magazine. And she is going to talk to us today about the September issue. Okay. The September issue. I had a picture of it here for you, but you'll see it when she comes on. We're going to show you the magazine. It's a super issue. I have an article in there. Make sure to read that one. But Charlotte's coming on, and she's going to talk to us about what's in the magazine. Two fascinating articles, especially one by Jack Wheeler, who's like New York Times, called the real life Indiana Jones, and the other by Charlotte about the Azores in Portugal, which you may end up wanting to book passage to, not just to visit, but to stay after you hear what she has to say. So we have that interview with Charlotte coming up. We have a $1,000 listing, Caribbean, way down at the bottom of Latin America. Uruguay, incredible country. Very increasingly popular with Americans, a laid back lifestyle, a good life. Low prices, and it is, and very European, by the way, very, very European. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a beautiful apartment overlooking the ocean, Atlantic Ocean in Uruguay. All right, and we're going to have then we're going to finish up with a Carib Carter motivational minute. And I know you're going to enjoy it. It's about what you can conquer in life at any age. Okay, you're never too young. You're never too old to live the good life, which is what we're all about, isn't it? Okay. So we're going to get to Charlotte. Let's go to Charlotte. Before I get to Charlotte, I want to give you my first ever, Carib Carter stay away warning. Okay. I always tell you where to move to. I'm going to have to tell you someplace I've actually recommended in the past, about a year or so ago, a gorgeous home for an incredible price in this place. But I'm going to have to tell you now, at least for the time being, stay away from Colombia, okay? Stay away from Colombia, all right? I hate to say anything negative about any country south of the border, because we love it. There are great places to live. Now, for right now, though, Colombia elected a Marxist leader. There he is giving his Marxist salute. He's a fruitcake. And this guy is plunging it and making they're next to Venezuela, and they elect a Maduro-type Marxist leader, and things are already falling apart. So here's what I'm telling you. When I give you the stay away warning, it's not stay away forever. Don't buy or invest now, because things are collapsing under this guy, just like Maduro is doing to Venezuela. Eventually, the worm turns. That's when to make your investment, okay? I don't want to sound unkind, but buy when it bleeds, right? Because then when it starts to come back, your investment pays more and more of a yield on the return, okay? So right now, no, hate to say it, but Colombia is not a good place to invest, to move to, even a second or vacation home. Wait for this thing to play out. And when the prices get rock bottom, then you make your investment. As it climbs back up, then you make your profit. So that's what we do. We play it smart here. At the Offshore Club. All right. And now let's talk about a place where it is time to invest in. And the person who can tell you exactly why it's so great there is our guest today. As I said earlier, one of my favorite people I've ever met. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. Charlotte Tweed. So Charlotte, welcome. Charlotte, how you doing?
I am good, Carter. How are you today?
I am well. It's good to see you again. Charlotte and I, as I said earlier, do the Charlotte's Wandering Web podcast, very popular, and you are terrific on it. And you show people what life is really like living down there in Mexico. Here, I'm going to make you feel at home, okay? I know you're in Mexico, so I bought this today.
Oh, I should have worn my hat today.
I actually did buy that at a yard sale today because you were going to be on. It cost me 50 cents. I have no idea why the person had it in Redline, Pennsylvania. All right, let's talk. Let's talk about Insiders Magazine, which is really the best international magazine in the offshore market. It is just fantastic. I think you'll recognize that as the September issue that's out right now, right?
Yes.
And
yes,
folks,
that is the September issue.
We're going to talk about those two people in just a second, folks. Give us a little background on Insiders Magazine and specifically about what's in this September issue. Folks, you need to subscribe. Go to escapeartist.com and subscribe after you finish watching us, of course.
Yeah, wait till we're done talking.
Yes.
Well, the September issue focuses on Portugal. So that's our theme. As the watchers should know and readers should know, I'm heading to Portugal, to the Azores in October to house sit the new property that Mike and Joel bought, along with, working with Escape Artist and ECI. So we decided to focus on Portugal for this month. So we have our usual writers in there, like Mike Cobb, with the CEO of ECI Development, talks about the property that we purchased in the Azores. Joel Nagel, our asset protection specialist, also talks about that and has a special offer for insider readers in the magazine related to getting the golden visa, the Portugal golden visa, and how they are structuring the purchase of this property to benefit people to get the golden visa. So Excellent. If you're thinking of Europe as being your escape route, you need to read Joel's article and get this magazine because it's the first time he's offering it to anyone, and it's to our readers.
So it's a deal where when they buy a home in the new residential resort community, they're going to bring the golden visa right into it, right?
Yeah, the way they're structuring it now. They'll need to contact Joel to get the nitty-gritty details, but it has to do with the purchase of the villa. That you can actually, my understanding, they're offering 40 people chances to get title to the villa as well. And the way they're offering that, you can qualify for the golden visa. But if people want details on that, they can contact Joel. That's his baby. That's his specialty.
It's fantastic. And the way to contact him is in the magazine.
Yes. Yeah. There's a hyperlink in there to email him if you have questions about that program that they're offering. The other writers we usually have is Luigi Wavigi. He is the president of Key International Bank in Belize. So he writes on the benefits of dual citizenship, how that can benefit you in all kinds of things such as taxes, extended travel, health benefits.
Wow.
So he writes for us every month. We also don't have just Portugal, because not everybody's a Portugal specialist. So we have writers like Paul Rosenberg, who write for us every month as well. And privacy is his game. So he writes on the importance of privacy and how you can develop your personal development with privacy.
Good article. Good article. I read it. It was a good article. Guy's a good writer.
He has a really interesting spin on articles all the time. I look forward to reading his. He has a very different writing style.
Excellent.
And he also loves history. So one of his specialties is the unwritten history, like history that you don't get in the history books, the stuff that's been censored out. So he's a super interesting guy. Rich Chekin writes for us every month. He's with Asset Strategies International, and so he's our precious metals specialist. And what he discovered this month is that Portugal is rated 14th in the world for gold stores, their gold storage. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So that is an interesting thing. And, who's purchasing gold and who's not purchasing gold. Interesting. Canada and United States aren't purchasing gold, but you can read Rich's article to get details on that. I just found that, a reading in between the lines type of thing. Yeah. And another one, Carter, you write every month for us.
There we go.
I can't miss Carter. I can't skip over Carter.
Thank you. I love it. I appreciate you letting me write for it, because it's a terrific magazine, and it builds my self-esteem being in there with all those other experts. It's excellent. And with you as the editor.
Yeah.
You do a great job on it. Folks, this is not a pamphlet. This is a magazine. This is like, I think this month's edition is 85 pages.
Yeah, 85 or 87 pages. Yeah,
it's incredible, folks. For people like me who remember, and when I say these things, you're going to say, my God, that must have been a long time ago. Saturday Evening Post, Look Magazine, Life Magazine. Folks, it's like having a magazine again, and it's beautifully done. Mm-hmm. The pictures, everything in it, Charlotte. Excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a good team that works together to bring it all together. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to zero in on two articles that I found particularly absorbing, not including my own. I'm going to be modest, not including my own. Two articles that if you don't mind, I want to delve into a little bit, because I found them fascinating. One is Jack Willer's article, California in Europe, okay, about Portugal, okay, and we'll go into that in a minute. The other is your article on this residential resort community that you're going to be overseeing starting in October, that Mike and Joel bought, and that where the people can buy their own villa and get the citizenship. So if you don't mind, let's talk a little about, let me get my papers in order here, about Jack's article. Jack is a fascinating guy. I think was it CNN that said he was the real life model for Indiana Jones?
I think it was the New York Times. I know it was a major publication that said yes, he is the real life Indiana Jones, and he has visited. I'm hopefully I got this right. Every country on the planet.
Every country on the planet. Like, I mean, it's like 180 or something. It's amazing. Yeah. It is absolutely amazing. And his grasp of the history and the details of these countries. Here you go. His article, California and Europe. Okay, folks. Folks, subscribe to Insiders Magazine for this article alone, and consider the rest of it a free bonus. He points out, and I just love this. He says that in 1500, Pedro Alvarez Cabral discovered Brazil, and by the 1570s, Portugal had an empire over halfway around the world, from Brazil to what is now Indonesia. I mean, you're talking about a country as big as my finger that had that kind of an empire, and it was an astounding, this is from Jack's article, all in all, the Portuguese Empire, which lasted from 1415, Jack says, till 2002, right? All in all, it had 53 current sovereign nations. That's stunning.
It is.
That's stunning.
And nobody knows that.
And what?
Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that.
No, no.
No.
Most people are like me. They think that Portugal is this little place attached to Spain. And as I say in my article, folks, but the fact of the matter is it ruled half the known world. As Jack points out in this article.
They were the discoverers of the world. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, discoverers of the world. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And
if it wouldn't have been for
Jack
Portugal, Tom Brady would not have a wife. A lot of people don't know his wife is from Brazil. So there you go. Or maybe an ex-wife soon, if the rumors are right. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. But all right. So we have, and then here's something that I remember. And I think the Portugal's monarchy, I love this line. This made me laugh when I read it. Jack is a very funny writer. The Portuguese monarchy succumbed to inbreeding with ineffectual rulers and political turmoils until King Carlos I was assassinated. And then a professor of economics, and I remember this gentleman, when I was a kid, he was the ruler of Portugal, became prime minister in 1932, Salazar. Okay. Now do you have any recollection of Salazar at all?
Personally, no.
No. He and Franco ruled Spain. Salazar ruled Portugal, right? At the same time, and long time. I mean, 40 years, right? He ruled. There we go. He ruled Portugal with an iron hand for 36 years, and I love this. This is just very much like, it's incredible how much he and Franco were alike. Okay, I lived in Spain for about a year. As an aside, very quickly, when I moved to Spain, Franco had just died, right? And the country fell into socialism and everything went to hell in a handcart. And here, painted on sides of walls throughout Madrid, where I was living, it said, "Come back, Franco, all is forgiven." Now they were living under socialism. But Salazar, like Franco, he was fiercely anti-communist. He hated Stalin and Hitler equally. He was anti-communist and anti-fascist, and he helped the Portugal, like Spain, stayed neutral during World War II, but they actually secretly helped the American forces, the Allies, and they helped the Jewish people escape from Germany. Both of them did. Salazar did. Mm-hmm. So all this is in this article. It really is a good article.
It is. It's an incredible article. I said it's when we talked last week, I said that Jack's article was a mini history lesson in itself, just on Portugal. If you don't know anything about Portugal, you will come out knowing what Portugal is all about after Jack's article. And he lives there. Him and his wife, Rebel Holiday, live in Portugal.
Oh, they live there now?
Yes, they do.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
They have an expedition company because Jack does bespoke I shouldn't even call them vacations. They are expeditions. These are adventures. With me coming in the travel industry, from the travel industry, I have never seen trips anything like what Jack offers. They are absolutely incredible. And with what you see with his history, he puts that into the trips. He goes places that nobody goes. So they decided to settle in Portugal because, like I said before, it's kind of the center of the world on the map. Right. And it's a great location to operate their expedition company from.
Excellent. Plus he adds, it's the end of the article, while Portugal is a first world country with all the modernity, how do you pronounce it? Modernity?
Modernity?
Modernity.
One of those words
you could ask for. It is unique not only for the charm of its history, which we just went over, but the genuine humanity of its people. They have a gentle, captivating humility. They're farmers and fishermen, small businessmen. They love their families. You often see 3 generations, kids, parents, grandparents, enjoying a day together. And I love this line: the kids are amazingly well behaved and nice.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, folks, grab the magazine. Go to escapeartist.com, hit the subscribe button, grab it, and read this article for yourself. I can guarantee it, you are going to love it. And it'll give you bragging rights every time you can bring up Portugal in conversations. Just work it in.
You'll win everything in Trivial Pursuit, Portugal related. And Jack also offers a trip. They're running an expedition in Portugal in March of 2023. So the details are in the magazine on that as well.
Fantastic. And they can sign up for it in the magazine. Your article, also fascinating. Also fascinating. I don't even know how to pronounce.
Hochleitner.
What is it?
Hochleitner.
Oh, the Hochleitner, the family.
Is that what?
Joel and Mike are buying this gorgeous, I don't know what I guess village from. I can't pronounce is the name of the manor house.
I think it's Solar de la Lem.
Solar de la Lem.
And it means what I have there behind the manor above the village.
The manor. Oh, that's what it means. The manor above the village. There you go, folks.
Yes, because it overlooks the Maya village, and the Maya overlooks, so it has a sea view. And reading the article, you'll find from the Hochleitners that to them, because they came from Germany, which is a landlocked country, like where I grew up in Canada, in Saskatchewan, it's landlocked. There's no water. They insisted they had to have a property with a sea view.
And so they bought this estate. Is that what you would call it? An estate? An estate.
It's not an estate really. It's, from how I understand it, well, it's a heritage property, and those don't come for sale very often. And they purchased it. It is a 17th century villa where the captains of the King of Portugal actually used to stay.
Wow. So
they bought it 27 years ago and renovated it. And there are before and after pictures in there as well from what it was when they purchased it.
Yeah.
Unreal what they have done for the property. And then they converted it into a B&B. And they've been running it that way ever since, mostly with Germans and Europeans coming to visit. To
spend a couple weeks.
Yes.
On the, and what is the island?
San Miguel. San Miguel, yeah.
San Miguel Island, which is part of the Azores Island. I think there are 3 or 4 islands.
There are 9.
9.
I've done so much reading lately. 9, 5. I think there's 5 main islands. But San Miguel is the biggest island, the most developed island, and that is where the airport is as well. So generally, now you can get direct flights to the island from the United States and from Canada. Toronto and Montreal from Canada both fly directly there. Or you can get a plane from Lisbon. Well, really from Europe, it's very accessible once you get over there. And it's a 2-hour or 1.5 hour, 2-hour flight from Lisbon to San Miguel.
Unreal. And it's just a gorgeous, idyllic island. I mean, you get in all this in your article, and your writing is terrific. I mean, it's very, very captivating, and as well as being informative, very captivating and informative. And folks, by the time you are done reading the article, you're going to want to book passage. And I think it's like a 4-hour flight from Boston, right?
Yeah, it's
it's very close.
Yeah. One way, it's longer going or coming depending on the headwinds, but 4 to 5 hours is a flight, like directly from the United States. And how long does it take you to fly across the United States?
Right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
And instead of landing in California, where you're not even going to be allowed to drive a car anymore, you can land in the Azores and have complete freedom, great food, low prices, and stay at the, I still can't pronounce it, San de Lalem.
Solar de la Lem.
La Lem Manor House. And what are Mike and Joel, Mike Kopp and Joel Nagel, getting ready to do with this villa?
So like they've purchased it right now. It's a B&B. So what they are going to do is it will still be used as a B&B. They're looking for managers of it right now, a couple to manage it as a B&B. So that posting actually has come out in the Escape Artist newsletter if people are interested in living and working in the Azores. And then they're also they'll be doing some renovations on it. There's always some changes when ownerships take over to make it a destination wedding
Oh, good.
retreat, corporate retreats, surf competitions, that type of thing. So family reunions, more a group type of rental than just individual rentals, which is what it is now.
Excellent. Plus, I think they're going to be building how many actual residences that people can buy?
That I don't know that yet. I know that's in very early stages with what ECI
Right.
plans on doing with development. So right
Fantastic.
now, my information that I've been given and focused on is the villa itself.
Incredible. And you and your husband Daryl will be there for October till
Yes,
the beginning of the new year, right?
that's right. Yeah, we'll be there
Fantastic.
middle of
That is
October, and then we leave January 31st. And like I said, because it's 90 greater than 90 days in the Schengen zone, we have to leave. So thank you, UK, for Brexit, because we can go to the UK and take a vacation there and then go back to the Azores and finish off till the end of January.
fantastic. Folks, this is a great article. It's a great article, fascinating background on this beautiful, beautiful villa. And by the time you're done reading it, you're going to want to book passage and be able to join Charlotte in October. It's just great. That is great.
I'm excited to go.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah. And then, folks, Charlotte's Wandering Web. It's very popular. I know, because I get notes from people all the time how much they like you, which I can fully understand. And then you're going to be bringing it to us not from Mexico, but from the Azores.
Yes. And
remarkable.
I'm excited because I love Europe. I love the European lifestyle. I've spent 3 months in Europe before, and we didn't want to leave. So I may not want to come back. I love it here, but that laid back European lifestyle and out on the island, it sounds just the food, the people, it sounds absolutely perfect.
It is really, it is idyllic is the word for it. It really is. When I we interviewed Mike and Joel and the Hochleiter, is that right?
Hochleitner, yeah.
On Coffee with Carib Carter. Geez, had to be no, it was on Joel's show. It was on Joel's Thursday show, Wealth Fortress Report, about a month or so ago, and they were just wonderful people. Wonderful
very
people.
Nice. Yeah.
It was so there you go, folks. Get the magazine. That is the Hochleiters
Gabriella.
Right? And it is chock full of incredible articles. You do a great job on it. I mean, it really is a top flight magazine. I look forward to it every month, and not just because I'm in it. I look forward to it for the other articles as well. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a well-rounded magazine. There's lots of information in it. We're not just about the destination. It's how to get to that destination, pick that destination, and protect your assets, which are not just financial, but you as your greatest asset to protect yourself, right? To get that second residency, or citizenship, so that you have some place where you can go when, like you said, when all points south.
Yes.
Things are going downhill.
Yes.
You can go and stay.
Continue to disintegrate in the U.S. and Canada, folks. You've got to have that plan B. And
yes, you do.
The Azore Islands, Portugal. It's perfect. It is perfect. So thank you very much, ma'am. This has been excellent as usual.
Oh, you're welcome.
I look forward to talking with you every week on Charlotte's Wandering Web, folks. That's every Tuesday at noon at Offshore.club. And I appreciate you coming on today. This has been great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend there with Daryl in Mexico. All right. And I'll send my sombrero down to you at some point. All right, folks. Incredible person. I just love her. She's one of those people who, from the first time I met her, I said, I like this person. And the friendship has just gotten more deeply enjoyable as time has gone on. I think we've been doing Charlotte's Wandering Web for maybe 6 months now. I'm not sure. So it's been fantastic. And in addition to Portugal, there is another place I'm going to recommend to you today. Okay. And that is where we're going for our $1,000 listing, Caribbean. Caribbean, all right? We're going to come back from Europe. We're coming back from Europe now, and we're going down to the Caribbean. All right, as a matter of fact, we're going to the very tip. Let me find here we go. We're going to the very tip of the Caribbean. One of the 3 countries that make up the very bottom there. We're going to Uruguay. As I said earlier, Uruguay is one of my favorite countries, and we're going to be looking at this home. This is from, I research these every week to find what I think is going to be a great bargain for you. There you go. That URL is where the home is that I'm going to be telling you about. It's not Vivian this week. It is a Century 21 listing. And it was fascinating to me. There it is. And we're going to look at it first. It was fascinating to me. Let me say real quickly, because when I went to the website, it was like 18 or 20 pages of gorgeous homes, but they started out in the millions of dollars. And I thought to myself, that's a little pricey for Offshore Club members. This one, as you can see, I'll just let you know right up front. What's our price there? $131,900. It would cost you, in the location where it is, and I'm going to get to that in a second, I'm telling you 5 to 10 times as much in the U.S., okay? 5 to 10 times as much in the U.S. So first, let's step back and look at where we always like to get our bearings, don't we? Our long shot. There is Uruguay, okay? Little tiny, see it there? Right there is Uruguay. Little tiny country down there, below Brazil, next to Argentina. Wonderful country. I'm telling you right now, the 2 countries that I recommend most are, for those of you who are considering your plan B escape route, or just your move, your investment, whatever, Uruguay and Nicaragua, okay? And Uruguay obviously is much more developed than Nicaragua at this point. Uruguay is essentially Italy in South America. They even speak Spanish with an Italian accent. I don't know where all the Italians came from, but they came there and settled, and they are dominant. I mean, every community in Uruguay has an Italian club. Yeah, so my mother, Eleonora Marciano, would have felt incredibly at home in Uruguay. And you go to Montevideo, which is near where we're going to look at this home, and you are going to think you're in Rome. The architecture, okay? Mark my words, the architecture. So let's take a closer look. There's Uruguay, and see the red circle? There's where we're going to be going, okay? Let me make Canelones. Let me get it right. Canelones. I can't pronounce it. Canelones. Canelones. It's on the water, and it's near Montevideo, and it is absolutely gorgeous, okay? Gorgeous. I'm going to tell you about the house in just a second, but first, let me show you a little bit of the surroundings, okay? Let me show you a little bit of surroundings. Then we're going to look more directly at the house. When you look out the window, it's an apartment, okay? It's let me read you the description before we go on, okay? Beautiful apartment building, 2 blocks from the Rambla Sur, which I'm going to show you in a second. You're going to be a little surprised when you hear this. 2 bedrooms, both with closets, facing north, unobstructed view of the Rambla Sur. Spacious living room, looking to the south, a terrace, a laundry terrace, everything you can want there, okay? It's about 600 square feet, so it's not gigantic, perfect. I wouldn't move a family in, but if there's 2 of you, 1, 2, very, very, very nice, okay? I'll show you the pictures inside in just a minute. Here's the view from the terrace, okay? That's pretty beautiful. Notice the Atlantic Ocean off there, folks. That's how close you are to the water in this home, okay? The beach. This is the beach. This is the beach in the town into which you're moving. Is that idyllic? Is that beautiful? And I'm not a water guy, so I even love the downtown there, okay? Canelones downtown is absolutely gorgeous. Look at how peaceful, how placid that is, how copacetic that is. All right? So you can go to the beach or you can spend your time in town. The Rambla Sur. Remember I said it said you're 2 blocks from the Rambla Sur. Folks, the Rambla Sur is the longest boardwalk in the world. Yeah, right along the Atlantic Ocean. Look here, look at this. Picture yourself there, riding your bike, jogging, just going for a nice casual walk. Look at this. 14 miles. 14 miles of beautiful beachfront boardwalk. Okay? The longest sidewalk in the world. Okay? That's right. Within walking distance, 2 blocks of your home. Okay? Remember, it's $131,000 for a beach home, for a gorgeous beach home in a breathtaking community right there next to Montevideo, which is like the Rome of Latin America. It's everything you can want all packed into one. Let's take some looks at the inside here. Okay. All right. There you go. The window we just looked out. When they say look out the window and see the Rambla de Sur, there's your living room, dining room area. See a nice, beautiful one of the bedrooms there. All right. Very spacious, very spacious. I know a lot of people, men and women alike, who like to cook. Does not include me. I make hot dogs or whatever. But those who like to cook, very nice granite top kitchen. Notice that? Everything you can want. Notice the doors out on the terrace, overlooking the beautiful ocean there. And I don't know why, but I always say if the bathroom is nice, the house is usually nice. Very nice bathroom. Okay. Notice again, granite tops, very clean. This is a gorgeous home. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous home in a beautiful, beautiful town. It's like you're going to be on an eternal vacation. Okay. That's just the way it is. You're going to be like an eternal vacation because everything you want is there. Now let's talk cost of living for a second. You're getting a place for $131,000. Offer a little less because it says our best offer. And offer a little less. You can always go up, but you can't go down. So always offer less. And if you have to move up, move up. But the cost of living, Uruguay's cost of living, the annual average income in Uruguay is about $15,000. Okay, so I think if you have income, either residual income, Social Security, passive income from your investments, whatever, I'd say if $3,000, $3,500 a month, you're going to live very nicely. If most of the people there are living on, what would that be, about $1,250 a month, right? So $2,000 a month, maybe a little tight for you, unlike Honduras, Nicaragua, Guatemala, where you live like a king on $2,000 a month or a queen. You're probably going to want to think to yourself, $2,000, $3,000 a month, okay? $3,000 a month. You're going to live very, very well in a country where the average income is $15,000 a year, okay? So you buy the home for next to nothing, and you live a life of ease, okay? A life of ease, surrounded by beauty, surrounded by a relaxed lifestyle with plenty of spaghetti and chicken cacciatore. You can't beat that, okay? For a little Italian boy like me, that is perfecto. So there you go. Incredible $1,000 listing. I love it. Gary put the where to look at it yourself. Contact the realtor and just say, there you go. And tell them, yeah, I want to talk about it. I want to see more pictures. Give me a virtual tour. They'll do it. And think about whether you want to go there. Let me give my disclaimer. Remember, Offshore Club makes no money from this point on. It's between you and Century 21, okay? So drive a good hard bargain, all right? Drive a good hard bargain. Get down there. Vacation home, a rental. You can use it, to rent out to people who want to go into Uruguay. Uruguay is becoming more and more popular because everybody knows how copacetic it is, or a second home or your home, okay? So think about that, all right? Think about that. And to encourage you to think about it, let's move right along and finish up with our Carib Carter Motivational Minute, okay? I like this. One I'm going to show to you right now. Gary and I are going to show you something that answers something that I hear. I get calls, 202-664-6190. You can call me, text me. I get emails at Carib Carter 7, the number 7 at gmail.com from people. And I wouldn't say a lot, not a lot, but a good number say things like, someone will say, I'm thinking about moving, but I feel like I'm too young, to know my way around that much. Others say, I'd love to do it, but I'm just too old. Well, you know what? Neither's the case. There is no too young. There is no too old. There is only do what you want to do that enhances your life, and is for you is the good life at a great price. So let's drive the point home with this wonderful, wonderful video saying exactly what I just said.
A lot of people think that it's already too late for them to succeed. I know 18-year-olds that think they're already failures. I know 25-year-olds who are already giving up hope. I know 32-year-olds who have started giving up on their dreams. And I know 45-year-olds who have already forgotten what dreaming even feels like. But the truth is, success has no deadline. According to the top 100 Forbes list, 35 years old is the most common age to start one of the top companies in the world. And in another study, out of 539 founders, the average age when starting was 40. Many of the world's most successful people don't even start working on their dreams until their 50s or 60s. At 23, Oprah had just gotten fired from her first reporting job. At 24, Stephen King was working as a janitor and living in a trailer. At 28, J.K. Rowling was a suicidal single parent living on welfare. At 30, Harrison Ford was a carpenter. Vera Wang decided to design her first wedding dress at 40. And Reed Hastings started his first Netflix stream at 47. Ray Kroc didn't stumble upon his first McDonald's until he was 51. And Morgan Freeman landed his first major movie role at 52. And the Colonel Sanders didn't even achieve success with his fried chicken until he was 62 years old. Whatever your dream is, it's never too late to achieve it. You aren't a failure because you don't have a degree at 21. You aren't a failure if you haven't started your own business at 30. You aren't a failure if you're not married at 35. You aren't a failure if you don't own your own home at 40. And you're not even a failure if you haven't figured out what you want to do with your life by the age of 50. So keep your head up and never tell yourself it's too late, you're too old, or you've missed your chance. You're on your own clock, not anyone else's. You could literally decide today, right this second, and your life could never be the same again. As George Eliot once said, it's never too late to be what you might have been.
There you have it, folks. There is no too young. There is no too old. What matters is in your heart. Okay. It's in your heart. And, particularly, I think more about that. Those are too young. When I was young, I didn't, whatever, let's do it. Okay. Some young people are not quite that aggressive. Okay. Irrepressible. And think about that video. Get in there and do it anyway. You're going to make your own fortune, particularly when you're young. If you make a mistake, the heck, you had a long time to make up for it. Okay. But when you're older, when you get to be my age, I just turned 76 3 or 4 days ago. Don't give up on life. You got a long life ahead of you. And even if it's not long, it should be rich. Okay. Value every single second, particularly, when you're getting up there in years. Don't give up on life. Look at Colonel Sanders. What did he do when he was 62 years old, right? And get out there and just live it up to the fullest. Live it up to the fullest, because you might be like Clint Eastwood and live to be 92. He is now, right? And still going strong. You can do the same thing. So as I tell you every week, out of the love of my heart, let's do this thing.